Harley Quinn has definitely been downgraded, especially with Suicide Squad coming out, and I feel like her costume is a little... Wait, something's going on. Okay. I feel like she's been degraded a lot, like with Suicide Squad coming out, and she's like half naked, and everybody's like, oh, this is a feminist thing because she's naked and blah blah blah, and it's supposed to be realistic. This is my issue with that. Marvel has been able to take all of their characters and make them real. Make it real life, like in the real world, in our world now, in the world we live in. They've made Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and the Hulk, and all of these characters real. They made Guardian of the Galaxy real. They made it all real, but they made them look how they're supposed to look. So I don't like the concept of, well, it's more realistic. Why does more realistic mean that she has to be half naked? I don't get it. Like taking source material and changing it into something else because you think that's more realistic when it's not. Me personally, taking her full body costume, I don't even, listen, I'm not saying her full body costume would work in a movie. I don't think it would work. I don't think that that's something that we need to really see. I don't think that's at all what I'm asking for. But if you look, there's a Suicide Squad movie where Assault on Arkham, where she's wearing a version of her old costume, but she's not running around half naked. And then everybody brings up, well, what about the comic books? Okay, I'm going to get into that right now. The comic books are from the New 52 relaunch. That's what she looks like in the New 52. The New 52 came out a few years ago. And she was created like almost 20 years ago, if not 20 years ago. So you can't use that material. That material literally just came out a few years ago. But anytime she showed up in the comic books before that, which is not where she originated in the cartoon, she looked like she did, the full bodysuit. And then you get people that are like, oh, but a full Lycra bodysuit, that's not too sexy, blah, blah. That's so neither here nor there. To compare a full body Lycra suit that is form-fitting compared to a pair of shorts that are crammed up her ass, and her wearing a shirt that's literally cut up, her wearing makeup that is smeared, her colors being red and blue, her being a tattoo artist, and her having tattoos, that's not realistic. That's so dumb. Just call it what it is. You're trying to take the concept of Suicide Squad and give it more of a punk, gritty feel because you feel like it'll appeal to those kids because it's a villain movie. It's not trying to make it realistic. That's not. That's the same thing that Christopher Nolan said with Batman, and it wasn't a realistic Batman movie. They were solid crime movies, but they weren't Batman movies, and they weren't realistic. And you have to understand something. When you're making movies or anything about any character that has powers or has some kind of ability, or they're villains and they're heroes and vigilante, you can't make those things really realistic because they're not realistic. Those things do not happen. You do not have people running around in Kevlar suits that look like Batman. You do not have bitches running around in full body suits looking like Harley Quinn. That shit does not happen. And you can't take that and go, oh, well, we're going to make it realistic. But to do that, we have to change everything. And then everybody's just like, oh, well, if you don't like the Harley Quinn style, what about the Joker style? I don't like the Joker style either. I think Harley Quinn looks like kind of like a crack whore, and I think that the Joker kind of looks like a gay Miami drug dealer, and I don't see it, and I don't get it, and I don't think that that's something that we need. I think that for us fans, especially it being her first movie debut, live action, I feel like we should get something as close to the original as possible. You don't have to do the full body Lycra suit. I'm not asking you to do that. Even an Arkham City style costume would have been nice, or an Assault on Arkham costume would have been nice. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that her walking around in spiked stilettos and booty shorts with ripped up fishnets and makeup smeared all over her face and her being a tattoo artist, I don't think it's a feminist problem. I think it's just being a fan of comic books and just wanting for once for the characters to be who they're supposed to be. I think that's really the only issue with that. So, rant over.